Number one, take stock of now. So like a lot of people, you're probably in a job that you don't really like, and maybe there's no future for growth. Maybe money's tight and you're really stressed out or tired. Does that sound familiar? Okay, so write that down. Take stock of where you are now. All right, I'll come back to some of these in a moment. Number two, what would you do for free? So for me, I like teaching. But there's always something that you could do that you like doing for free, that you could make videos or even courses at. All right. And eventually turn it into a passive income, whether it's web development, counseling, or dog walking. Dog walking you could put into a trusted dog walkers directory. The counseling you could do self-help online therapy courses, and web development you could make a subscription model where you look after people's websites. So think of something you would do for free. So that's number two. Number three, play the long game. Plant the seeds. Be flexible with your end game. If it's going to take 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, then it's going to take that long. But still bear in mind it's your end game. Start now and use holidays and alternative weekends. Don't burn yourself out. Alternative weekends to build. All right, you've got to start somewhere. Start now. Have a good think about where you are. You don't want to be there. Start thinking about what you do for free, and starting doing something. Think about a long game, a passive income, something like that. All right, number four. What skills or equipment to invest in? So do you need to invest in a microphone, some lights, a camera? Do you want to invest in some web courses? If you work a little bit extra overtime, or you do a little bit of a side hustle, you can afford to pay for these things little by little. It's the small steps. All right. Redirect some of your disposable income. Instead of buying that pizza on a Saturday, or a Starbucks 5 days a week, just redirect some of that money into buying some of the things you need. Well, like I said, whether it's technology, equipment, or whether it's a course or even a bit of mentoring. Okay. Number five, nurture your saplings. So Rome wasn't built in a day, but you got to schedule your time to do the work. It's all very well writing out a list of all the things you want to get done to help build a business, but if you don't schedule them down and actually write them on a calendar, maybe set up an alarm on your phone, all it takes is a couple of hours one weekend to start building somewhere. Whether it's a website, whether it's a Facebook page, start doing something. And these saplings, so you've got it scheduled, like this weekend I'm just going to put in 3 hours, and I'll have a weekend off, and then the following weekend I'll put in 6 hours, and then schedule it on your calendar. But you've got to keep nurturing your saplings. You got to keep going back to it. That's why you don't give up your day job. You just put in a little bit of time, bit by bit, small stepping stones. That's all it is. All right, number 6. Test out cheap entry side hustles. Okay, so whether you want to do dog walking or photography or anything else, you can do it cheaply. And the idea of a side hustle is to give you some money to help fund your main passive income in the future. So even if you've got a paper round or something like that, that money, you keep doing it, or that little bit of extra income you've got, because it's nice to do something different. So if you're working 40, 50 hours a week, and then you could do, say, another 10 hours a week, either overtime or doing something different, like walking somebody else's dog, or delivering takeaway pizzas just on a Saturday evening, then that little extra bit of money can really help with buying the stuff you need. All right. So the side hustle, find an easy side hustle that just adds a little bit extra. All right. It'll take the pressure off. And also think about how you can take the pressure off yourself by cutting out some of the things you don't actually need or that are not necessities. All right. So turning a hobby into a small side hustle with advertising. So even if you're just teaching to play the guitar, you know, it's something you don't mind doing. It's quite easy for you if that's what you do. And then you can make a little bit extra money and then you can plow that into the business as well. All right. So it's all about little steps. So if it's 3 years, it's 3 years. If it's 5 years, it's 5 years. But the idea is to build a legacy, something that's going to help you out, because you never know whether you're going to get a broken leg and get run over by a bus. You never know whether, you know, your relative is going to become ill, or your partner or your spouse is going to become ill and you need to take time off. So building something like a passive income or an investment portfolio, or building something for your future, for your legacy, even if you just want to give it to your kids. Bad idea. You got to start building something and plan it in and schedule it in and make some small sacrifices. All right, and accept it's going to take 3 to 5 years, but you'll be far, far further ahead than all the other bozos that are just sat playing video games weekend after weekend after evening after weekend for years and years and years until they're too unfit and have no motivation to do anything. All right, so the winner is the person that starts today, takes little steps and keeps going for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then you'll be really, really happy and grateful for your previous self, your past self, for making you do these small little things. All right? It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It's just persistence. Persistence. All right. So, wisdom of the day. Should have told you at the beginning. Wisdom of the day. Record and monitor your progress visually. Whether you have like an old thermometer that you used to have on Blue Peter and slowly build your progress, or whether you have a chart on the wall, or you look at the number of subscribers you have. All right, slowly by slowly, you can actually see what's happening, and that gives you the motivation and the evidence that you're building something, because you're not going to be around forever. You don't want to be working when you're 70. All right, so build it now, start it now, make small sacrifices and just keep going. The bigger the sacrifices, the quicker you can get there. If you want to get there in 2, 3 years, then don't burn yourself out, but be committed and consistent. If you're happy to be there in 5 years, then that's fine. Smaller steps, less likely to get burnt out. All right. But your future self will be very, very grateful and happy that you've made yourself do something, because you don't want to work at 70 years old. Trust me. I mean, I'm not 70, but you know, we can see the way the world's going. No job is secure forever. All right. So do it now and build yourself that side hustle and that legacy, and start today. Any other questions, then just please ask. See you in the next video. Bye-bye for now. You're still here, you crazy fool. I apologize for the acoustics. It's very echoey here. You can hear the floor squeaking. Yeah, so you might know I'm dog sitting again in somebody else's house, not paying for the electric, the gas, the water, or anything. All I pay for is my own food. So this is one of my side little hustles. What am I getting? I'm getting £225 for a bit of time here. So I'm very, very happy, very grateful. Get to use the washing machine as well. So this customer, I've been back here 3 or 4 times. This customer now goes direct through me and not through the platform. So all the money is my own. Like I said, it's cushy, it's easy. There's 2 lovely dogs and 1 cat. It's not hard. It's not hard. I'm on holiday or break from the other job. I don't know whether I'll go back actually, but that depends. things are moving along nicely, nice and slowly, but things are moving along. I'm rebuilding my websites, and then I'm going to be putting in my podcast for the other channel. The podcast that's going to go on as an actual blog post, but the audio only. And then I'm going to be able to build an RSS feed to go on to Spotify and Apple and Google Podcasts and stuff like that. And my friend does his own podcast. He said that's where he got most of his customers. That's what really helped build and blow up his channel, his podcast channel. So that's definitely my next steps. Again, I've got to pay out for these things, and I've got to learn these things. I'm doing a course on WordPress, and trying to learn it properly. I've got another course to do to be an aficionado. But it's little by little, and keep investing in myself. It's me that's worth the money. They say if you take a millionaire away from everything he knows, and then within 5 years he can build it back. I don't know whether that's true or not, but bearing in mind that it's everything that millionaire learns, whether it's through marketing, networking, how to negotiate, all these things that millionaire learns, he keeps with him, up until the age he gives up working, I suppose. So investing in yourself is the best thing. I mean, I wouldn't invest in self-employment into getting a new job for myself, like gardening or painting and decorating, unless I really, really enjoyed it and I was planning on turning it into a business and having employees and then allowing me to scale it up. That's the only way I would be getting into a physical thing. Personally, I like to be a digital nomad. I like to be location independent, and I really want to be, what's the term? A passive income. I want to build passive income streams. Now you hear all the time on the YouTube, passive income streams. I got 9 of them. I'm a millionaire and all that rubbish. But if you just start off with 1 or 2, even if it's just a podcast and a YouTube channel, once you start putting in affiliate links for, buy this microphone on Amazon, links in the description, and all that, then it slowly builds up. And that light, the light up here in front of me, there's a light up here, lighting up my face. Links to it in the description on Amazon. The stand that I'm using, links in the description. They're not, because I'm not that far ahead yet. I don't have that many subscribers. But when I do get, you only need about 3,000 subscribers to start putting in your affiliate links. And then when you get to like 5 to 10,000 subscribers, you look at ways of making courses, online courses. And it's basically just recording some training that you've written out to work out the best way to explain something to somebody else. And you start off by selling it at a relatively low price to your subscribers. Maybe your subscribers want to join a fan club where you give out a couple extra videos and a bit more information about you, or give away stickers. Maybe you could sell stickers. All right, so it starts with that audience of 5,000 subscribers. That's where it all starts. That's the real power of having an audience. And that's why it's so important, because you can scale it up and scale it up and scale it up. And then once you get a few thousand loyal subscribers that are willing to spend a little bit of money, you don't know who's wealthy and who's not. So it only takes, like I said, 3,000 subscribers. And then you can make a living for yourself. And then you just level up and level up, because you've got the time, and you start learning, and you watch other videos that explain how to do this and how to do that. And then you build and build. And before you know it, you'll have 4, 5 revenues of income. So you could be on holiday, you could be fixing up your house, you could be doing whatever. And people are still buying your courses. People are still clicking the links. All right. So it all starts with just a small audience. So that's why I prefer to be online and have this audience to build. But there are other ways to do it. That's not the only way. You can, take your hobby to the next level put it into a business and scale it up. But you got to bear in mind at the end of it, the end game and the legacy. So if you're building a business and then you get ill, the money stops. Unless you're now just the CEO or shareholder in your own business and it's that big. All right. And obviously we get older and physically more frail. So that's why I don't want to do the physical side. But there are different ways of doing it. More than one ways to skin a cat, as they say. I don't like that phrase. Anyway, all right, that's it for me. If you have any more questions or you want to have a quick tour of the house, then message me below, and I'll see you in the next video, my friends. Thank you very much. I love you guys all. Bye-bye for now.